Hey, creative ones, it's Melissa D'Antoni. I'm here for day 5 of harvesting the gifts of your ancestry, celebrating the season. The veils are thin. We're approaching Halloween and All Souls Day, Samhain on the 1st of November. Super potent time to be doing this work and celebrating our ancestors, and also really elevating and surfacing any of the patterns. Hey Sam, hey Brad. Yeah, let me know if you're here. Let me know where you're watching from, and please feel free to make comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear if this resonates for you and what it stirs up for you in terms of any breakthroughs or insights. Hi, Teresa. And bear with me. We have a whole family. I mean, we have a cold here in our house, so it is. My voice is a little off. Oh, good. Yeah, this thing around cancer. I mean, raise your hand if you've been affected by this karmic imprint, the trauma of cancer. I mean, it is. Hey, Uncle Chuck, what's up? This is near and dear to my heart because we all know people that have suffered from cancer and have had loved ones that have passed, and that we've watched suffer from the trauma and the pain of cancer. And it's really up to us to educate ourselves, to open our minds, and to look for alternative resources for how to deal with some of these karmic imprints and patterns and the trauma that is underneath the creation of them, so we can break the cycles, heal the trauma, and evolve beyond these patterns of illness and disease. Yeah, who's with me on that? So I'm really passionate about this. I have people near and dear to me and my family, dear friends. My cousin had breast cancer twice. My dear friend, Nancy, had it twice. And my grandfather died of cancer, had a horrible battle of cancer. And it's just, I think all of us can sit here and raise our hands and say that we've been affected by it. Hi, Dakota. Yeah, feel free to say hello and make comments, and let me know if you know of someone or if you have been affected by cancer in your own life, whether it's a relative or your own physical journey. So let's talk about this karmic imprint, okay? And again, I want to reframe and kind of educate or share how I use the word karma. It's based in some form of trauma, and it's how we create. It's like the patterns of energy, right? It basically is some sort of discord, and until that energetic imprint gets passed down in our DNA and behavioral patterns, we're all energy, right? At the subtle levels. So it's energy first, and then matter is created, in sort of relation to an energetic imprint, right? Or frequency, as a lot of people like to talk about it, or vibration. When there are discords in that vibration, there's usually an instance of trauma. So if we don't get to the root of the trauma, we can't shift and elevate and evolve the imprint to a higher frequency so that you can release the trauma and create at a higher state of consciousness, right? And it's really, ultimately, that means more life force, more love, more creativity, more flow, more vitality, and health and well-being, right? Now, we're totally human, so we're born in this, third dimensional life experience of where trauma is part of the human experience. It's part of what we are learning to evolve out of, right? So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the karmic imprint. It's just a pattern of energy that is based on a discord, and it's up to us. If we really want to heal, if we really want to break these cycles, we have to go to the energetic root. We have to go to the root of the trauma, and trauma cannot be healed at the level of thought. That's why therapy typically, is also like a symptom, can be very helpful, of course, to talk about it. but sometimes keeps us stuck in those cycles of creation, because we're not getting to the energetic root, and we're not clearing it, and evolving it on all the dimensions of our being. We are multidimensional beings, and this imprint is in our emotions, right? It's emotional, energy and motion. It is mental. It's in the mental body. It's in the emotional body. It is in the physical body, the energetic, the soul, the etheric body, and on and on and on. So let me know if this resonates for you too. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So let's talk about Cancer. So the karmic, why this karmic pattern in particular runs in families, and you see patterns of it, whether it's breast cancer or liver cancer, sometimes it runs in families, and then sometimes it manifests differently for different people, right? We all experience those karmic imprints or those energetic imprints differently, depending on how they, our own life purpose, our own life experience, our own unique expression. So, an ancestor may have breast cancer and you get thyroid cancer or whatever. It's unique to everybody's soul journey, has been my experience. But Cancer as a pattern runs through the family line. Can run through, and it can perpetuate if it's not stopped, healed, released, and evolved, right? So, what is at the root? Well, again, I'm going to refer to, I think it's unique to each person, and I really love what Louise Hay says in her Alchemy of Healing. You can just Google Louise Hay and any kind of symptom, and she gets to the metaphysical root. Now, like with everything, I think you need to take it with a grain of salt, try it on, see if it resonates. But what she says about Cancer, I'm going to read this from her book. And I think this is really true. Usually at the root of Cancer, the metaphysical root it's a deep hurt. So it's very emotional, long-lasting resentment, a deep secret or grief, eating away at the self. So it's basically unprocessed emotion, unprocessed trauma, trapped trauma, that and it also carrying hate. So it's not just unprocessed trauma or unprocessed emotion, it's repressed emotion. And it works too, it's like this whole carrying hate, or deep secret or grief. We talked about secrets a couple days ago, but the grief, it's like not feeling that you are worthy of grieving. So it's not just about the grief from a trauma, right? And repressing that, there's a belief underneath that you are not worthy of your feelings, that you're not worthy of grieving, that you are not worthy, or it's not okay to be angry. Like the rage, like this carrying hate is unprocessed rage. So there must be a belief that you have to suppress for whatever reason at the root of this, that manifests and metastasizes as hate and deep resentment, right? Deep grief. And so think about it energetically. It's like if you have this trauma that you were, for whatever reason, it could have been for your survival. So again, this is not blaming our ancestors. This is not blaming anyone. This is about taking responsibility for the truth of the energetic pattern and the frequency and the discord, and choosing to evolve it for you, for your legacy, and for your family line. And it's it's really taking the responsibility, right? It's not about blaming or shaming, because that really doesn't serve anybody, but it's about choosing to evolve it beyond the original discord. And you have to set those emotions free. You have to express them, because if not, it metastasizes. It manifests as tumors, energy and motion, emotion. If that energy and motion is repressed and suppressed, it is going to create a subconscious block, and sometimes that manifests as, and can manifest as, cancer. And people will challenge this kind of notion, but I guarantee you it's people that aren't ready to take emotional responsibility, right? And really look at the root and do that deeper work of setting this pattern free. So that's really, does this resonate for you guys? I'd love to hear from you. Sorry, I can't see my comments. Let's see, Brad says, oh, nice, Dushan. Hi, Diane. So good to see you here. Hi, Bridget. So what do you guys think? Can you relate to this? Do you have experiences with this? Love you, Uncle Chuck, so much. Hey, Elizabeth. Happy birthday. I just thought it was your birthday. It's so awesome. Can't wait to celebrate you. Charlene, what do you guys think? Hey, Austin. Yeah, so the root of cancer, there's always some emotional, and this, again, if it's not cleared, if the trauma isn't cleared and the pattern is still there, it gets passed down in our genetics. It gets passed down in our DNA. That's what the science is breaking through. You know, we have the science to prove this now, right? We have the science to prove this with the study of epigenetics. I'm working with a ton of researchers with my work, because what's cool about intuitive painting and transformative art and using painting and what I've developed with creative alchemy in the studio is that you can clear these patterns quickly, efficiently, playfully, a lot of fun in the studio using paint, because paint has the ability to access all the dimensions, and using intention, and you can express that energy through the paint because it is water soluble, it is very fluid, and it allows you to release the original imprint energetically, clear it, right? Shift the belief, and also to choose to evolve it so you can step into a higher frequency and get yourself into another emotional state and anchor that state in. And that's how you repattern, right? These karmic imprints, we rewire, we repattern, and we get to do it with paint. It's a hell of a lot of fun. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you. My spiritual teacher always maintained that hate is at the root of cancer. Love conquers. Absolutely. Beautiful wisdom from Elizabeth today, who's in the Creative Priestess School. Happy birthday. So much love to you, Elizabeth. Yeah, hate is at the root. It's like when we have not done the deeper soul work to release this resentment energetically and even physically, you know, if we're still carrying this around, even subconsciously, if we're not being honest with ourselves about what's really going on, about carrying this unresolved hate. I mean, you see that with a lot of people, that their identity, you know, is so, a lot of spiritual people actually, who I've seen, you know, and I've done this myself, like, you know, really bypassing these deeper, darker emotions out of fear of, you know, whatever. I don't even know what the fear of that is. Just the fear of being consumed by them, or the fear of being stalked, or that it's going to make you a bad person, or, you know, whatever the bullshit story is. It really is essential that this is called shadow work, you know, that we go into these denser, I don't even like to say darker, or even negative, because I don't believe any emotion is negative, because we flow through our emotions. We allow that energy to flow. That's how we evolve. That's how we create, right? It's with the flow. So, and that's part of the beauty of and the spectrum of the human experience. And we've been taught that it's not okay. We've been taught that it's been negative, and that has polarized our experience. And, you know, as we continue to evolve, you'll see more and more of that merging and integrating into our collective consciousness, which is super exciting. So if you want to join me on November 1st, I'm doing a 3-hour intensive around clearing your family karmic imprints. We're going to be doing this deeper work. We're going to be doing the ceremony, and it's a perfect time, All Souls Day, All Saints Day, Samhain, on working with our ancestors to harvest the gifts and clear and heal all these karmic imprints and patterns of trauma and behavior and belief systems that are keeping us limited from creating and evolving in our life, and we have to be willing to take self-responsibility. It's not our fault. It's not, we're not blaming them, but we are taking creative control, right? Creative responsibility for shifting our legacy, right? Super important. And the benefit of doing this work now is that it frees you up. You will feel a visceral shift on all the dimensions pretty much immediately, because we do a powerful fire ceremony at the end. And you will also, so you'll get a 3-hour intensive. You will get a private session with me. And you will also get a private Facebook group where you can really deepen and release these patterns with other people that are called to do this powerful soul work. Hi, Dean. And and it's really quite potent, but you have to be willing. I have to admit, and really, say that to everyone. It only works if you are ready and you choose and you're willing, because I'm not doing anything with this work. I'm your guide. I create the sacred space. I have the tools. I can intuitively pick out the patterns. You can kind of talk to me, and that's why I offer a free karmic assessment, because I'm really good. I've been doing this for a while at tuning into what the patterns are and what needs to be shifted for you to set yourself free, right? And then you can, so we do that, we look at all the patterns, and we do the creative alchemy work. We do the karmic alchemy, where you are clearing these patterns on all the dimensions. We go to the emotional body, we go to the mental body, we go to the physical body, and it's so profound. I really hope, if you're inspired, that you join me on November 1st. Book an assessment with me as a starting point, or you can private message me. It's a 3-hour intensive on November 1st. That's this Thursday. And you also get a couple other bonuses. I'll be talking more about that on this 7-day series. I love you guys. It's so much fun to share my discoveries, to share this work, to share how it's impacted my own life. And also, I've worked with clients where they have using the power of paint and transformative art. Like, if you get to the energetic roots of this stuff, you can shrink tumors. You can. So much of it is about releasing that stagnant emotional energy and clearing it on all the dimensions, and then also focusing on this higher vision of what you want to experience, rather than getting it stuck in the fear and the doubt and the pain. Because once you set that free, and again, it can happen really quickly. It doesn't need to take 30 years of therapy or, whatever we've been taught or conditioned. We're evolving beyond that paradigm, and this is the cutting edge of vibrational medicine. So I hope you join me in the next couple of days, and if you feel called, join me on November 1st. I'm sending you so much love for a beautiful Monday wherever you are watching this video. Please write your comments. Please share this video with people that may be inspired or could really benefit from this information and transmission. And I will talk to you tomorrow at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Sending so much love. Bye for now.